Okay, I wanted to come in and do this live stream today about how do you know when a man is interested in you? So when a man is interested in you and a man wants you and a man likes you, you're never ever going to have to guess. Like you're never going to have a thought in your mind of, is he interested in me? Like that's just not going to come into your experience or your consciousness when a man is interested in you. In fact, how do you know a man is interested in you and he wants you? Is he's going to ask you out. Men that are interested in women and that want to be with you just ask you out. So there's no chit-chatting, there's no dilly-dallying, there's no prolonging things just to have chat conversations with you. Like men don't do that. They just don't do that. So if a man is talking to you initially, it's purposeful, right? So the reason he's doing that initially, and of course there's like various different circumstances, but I just want you to know. So like if he's interested in you, the intent of him talking to you at all, like chatting with you at all, is just to find out where she's at, like where you're at. So the moment he figures out that, okay, she's interested in me, because of course men don't want to be rejected, right? So the moment he clues in and he knows, okay, this person is interested in me, and you show that by being warm, he's going to ask you out. Like that's it. He's not going to talk to you for useless conversations. He's not going to chit chat all day. He's not going to send you text messages for days and days and days. He's not going to talk to you about random things. Like men don't do that. So they just don't do that. As soon as they know that, as soon as they in their mind know, okay, I want this woman, the next thing that happens in their mind is, I want to ask her out. That's it. I want to see her. I want to ask her out. And so if a man is not doing that, and a man is just kind of, you're just like talking to him and he's like, you guys are having conversations and blah, 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 and he's not doing anything. He's not asking you out. I'm just letting you know he's not interested in you. Or he's extremely, well, I guess it goes hand in hand. He's extremely wounded and in his wounded feminine, because I want you guys just to think about it. If you are a man, right, and you like someone, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna talk to them all day? You're gonna ask them out, right? You're gonna ask the person out. If you as a woman or a man and you like someone, what actions are you gonna take? So, and I just wanted to come in and say this because I have a client of mine that sort of goes into this like cycle with this guy, and I'm just like not a fan. And I wanted her to experience this whole thing again with this guy, because he'll send her text messages, say, I want to marry you, I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. But then he never acts. And because this client is kind of like the nice girl, she always feels guilty. And like, we're working with that. We're working through her beliefs around that. At some point, I just said to her, okay, you know what? Go back into the situation and you can see for yourself sort of where he's at, right? And yeah, and lo and behold, it's the same thing again. So they'll have, he'll be texting her. It's been like 2 days now, 2 or 3 days. It's Friday. It's been a few days, right? She's already established to him where she's at. He knows she's interested. She's messaging him back and nothing. He is not saying anything about meeting up, right? And this just like perturbs me, because I love this client. She's freaking amazing. And this guy kind of is just, it's the same thing. He just doesn't ask her out. Meanwhile, I have another client, and her ex has been coming back, and what's been so good with her is that in this situation, my other client, she's more in her masculine energy, and so we've been working with her to sort of get rid of all of her limiting beliefs and to move more into her feminine, which she's been doing. And her ex has been coming around. They went on one date and he asked her out. They started talking again, and then he asked her out again. And he just asked, like, as soon as they started talking again, within how many text exchanges? Not a lot. Like within that same maybe 2 hours, he asked her out, right? And then they went on a date yesterday, and then he asked her out again for the weekend. So this is how men act. When a man is interested in you, they just ask you out. And I was talking to my fiance about this. I was like, babe, and I already know this because we've gone through this as well. I said, if you're interested in me, and I just want to like know his response, even though I know the answer. But I was like, if you're interested in me, are you just gonna text message me just like nonsense? And he was like, no. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? And he's like, I'm gonna ask you out. And I said, well, if we broke up or anything happened, are you just gonna text message me and things like that? And he's like, no. He's like, what's the point of that? I don't have time for that. I would want to see you and I would ask you out. So when a man is interested in you guys, I just want you to know, men act. The foundation of masculine energy is action. They act. That's it. They act. They fix it. If they're in the wrong, if you guys break up and they're in the wrong, they take accountability, they say sorry, and they want to see you as soon as possible, right? Men, especially masculine energy, they're not talkers. Like, they don't want to talk. They want to see you. They want to be in your energy. They want to reestablish like connection with you in person. They do not. And I just really want to point this out because there's so many women that I speak to and so many people that come to me and ask me or are faced in the situation where they'll talk to a guy for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they go and give this guy their number, and this guy, they're just like chatting, and this guy never asks them out, and they have like doubt in their mind, and they say to me, well, Farine, he's making up this and this excuse to see me, and I'm like, he's just not interested. Because when a guy is interested, they ask you out. They just ask you out. That's it. It's so simple. Like the title kind of gives it away. Like they really, really just ask you out. You never really need to question a man's intentions. And when you're questioning a man's intentions, that means that like there's something going on in there for you. But when you're questioning a man's intentions, it's really because you're unsure of where he stands. And the reason you're unsure of where he stands is because he's not taking appropriate action. So if you're waiting around and you're just like talking to someone endlessly, and what I find happen to most women is they'll get into this cycle of like trying to then prove themselves to the guy. And so you guys start performing, right? You start performing, you start acting really sweet to get him to ask you out. You engage in all these text messages, you do all these things, and like that is very, it pulls you into your masculine energy because you don't need to perform for the right guy. You don't need to jump over hoops. You don't need to be overly nice. Like, you don't need to do any of that stuff. So if you find yourself doing these things, first of all, there's inner work there to be done, because if the thought even occurs to you that I need to do this and this and this to get this man, there's inner work that needs to be done. This is why I really focus on inner work, and I have an inner work course, Secrets of the Feminine Woman. Also, I talk about the inner child. I talk about how to heal within yourself and how to start to give yourself, or that little girl, that love that you so desperately seek from a man. Because once you start giving that to yourself and you really start loving yourself and you do the inner work on yourself, when a man is like approaching you and he's not moving up to the table, you're gonna be turned off. Like your vibe is gonna be like mine, which is yuck. Like you're not going to sit there and try to entertain this man, or be sweeter or be nicer or be uninterested. You're not going to play games with a man when you've done your inner work, because you know your own value as a woman. And when you know your own value as a woman, you're not going to entertain you're just not going to entertain it. Okay, I just got a question that came. This is the first time I'm doing a live on my phone, so let me just see. Hi, Frayne. How long do I wait for him to make it official boyfriend, girlfriend? He's consistent, calls me, sets up dates and pays. Bought me my first gift two dates a week. Been dating once a month. Okay, so I really get into the stages in what men want. So make sure you download that book. You can get a free chapter on my website, and I really go into the intricacies there. Personally, I would not want to move into a relationship after 1 month. Even for myself. And again, there's like a lot that goes that there's a lot that's involved there, right? Depends, do you want to be a wife? How old are you? What are your intentions? Like, what do you want, right? For me, I was looking for marriage, and I did not want to get into a relationship with a man right away, because I don't want to be trapped, right? So to me personally, and if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't, I would be of the mindset of course, he wants to be with me and he wants to lock it down, which is how it should be. And I would not even entertain that thought, I guess, because if you're entertaining that thought, it could mean that you are sort of ahead of him, right? So for me, like a man usually will want to a man will want, when he's interested in you, he's going to want to make things official. But if he's a healthy man, he's not going to do it this fast, and he's also not going to get you a gift within a month. Like, it's way too soon. Even 2 dates a week is way too fast. If he's healthy and if he's like very serious, right? Sometimes when men like move things very quickly, it's because they're trying to get something from you, and oftentimes it's a man is trying to sleep with you, which is why he moves things really quickly. So healthy men, masculine, secure, healthy, confident men that also have options are not going to move fast, right? They're going to move at a very steady pace. And so when you do your own inner work, you're gonna feel comfortable in that. So even for me, when I was dating and like men would be super interested in me very quickly, it turned me off because I felt that there was like insecurity there, because you don't know me. Like, you got to get to know me, right? A healthy time frame for a secure man would be about 3 months, and within that 3 months, things are building. So it's happening slowly. It's not happening 2 dates a week within a month is very, very fast. A gift is very, very fast. And like the intention there for him could be that he wants to sleep with you. And yeah, that's just my two cents on it. But I would definitely read the book, read What Men Want first, since you're sort of wanting to figure out kind of like the courting stages and like how healthy men sort of approach situations. Like, healthy men, when they've met a good woman and they know something is different about this woman, their strategy and the way that they approach dating and you is very different. So they won't and the reason that's different is because the energy that the woman gives off is very high value. So with a high value woman, I hate using these words, I'm just going to use them. With like a higher value woman, she takes her time in dating and she doesn't want things to be rushed, and he can feel that, right? And he can also feel that she's not super invested, and so that also gives him like a sense of like challenge. And even if he tries to make a move, a high value woman, let's say, so a woman, when I say high value woman, this is a woman that really feels good about herself, has a lot of self-confidence, and is looking to marry, like is not easy to get, right? That type of woman is not looking to settle down with a man right away, and so she doesn't want to see a guy twice a week. She doesn't want to talk to a guy on text messaging or on the phone. She doesn't want that. She wants a man to prove herself to her, and then she starts to build trust like over time, right? I don't think I had a suspicion of my partner or me even being interested in my partner until like the 3rd date, and that was like spread apart, so that was like probably 3-4 weeks. And I think what happened was, on that date particularly, we had gone to breakfast and I wasn't feeling good. So as soon as I got there, I wasn't like feeling good, and I thought that I was getting like my period or something happened, and I was wearing white shorts, and we were sitting down, and I was like, shoot, like am I getting my period? Like, and and I told him, I was like, I think that it's like that time of the month and I didn't bring anything. And I was like, I think I need to go to the store or something. And at some point he was like, oh, if you want, and I was gonna go. I didn't have any expectations from him, and he didn't jump to like rescue the day, like rescue me. But very casually at some point he said, oh, do you want me to get it? Like, I don't mind getting it. And I was like, would you? And then I think he went to like a grocery store across the street and picked me up some of my like feminine hygiene products. And then I realized, I was like, you know what, I think I should go home because I don't really feel good. And what happened with me was I had this sense of, oh, I didn't want the date to end, right? I didn't want it to end. And I was like, oh, I think maybe I like this guy. And the thing also with him is he never tried too hard, right? He never used to walk me to my car. He didn't do the things that most men did to show interest in me. He was just very casual and very laid back, although he was very consistent, but consistent in a confident way where he was planning dates, but there were gaps in between. There were no calling. There was no text messages in between. If there were text messages in between, it was really just to check in and to set up the next date, right? And so for me, for a woman that is very confident, and is looking for that in a partner, and was looking for that, especially because for me, I usually, what my experience is men meet me and then they immediately want to lock things down, and I don't like that. That makes me feel very uncomfortable with my partner. And all the men I've been with that are healthy and in their masculine energy, what really sticks out for me with them and what I find interesting in a man is like when a man is very casual and is not intense and is very laid back. Because when a man is confident, and even if a man sees me and is like, oh, like she's attractive, she's a lawyer, she's educated, she's ambitious, I love her energy, but is not putting all of their cards out there, that signals to me as a woman, this is a high value man, and this man has options. And so this man has options, like that's good, I want that, it's confidence. So I think it was about, the third date that I started to think in my mind, oh, I kind of like this guy. And it was very casual. It was like that. There was just no intense feelings. And as time went on, that started to compound on itself. And the reason it compounded on itself is because he continued to show up in a way that made me feel reassured in who he was as a man. So I felt like, okay, he's confident, he's consistent, he's still like, he pursues me, but there's like not an over pursuit there. He doesn't chase me. He's very respectful. And at some point, even when the physical stuff started happening, and I go into this more in the books, when I would kind of put a boundary there, because again, like I don't do physical stuff with men. The way that he was respectful of that showed me that his intentions were pure, right? So I hope that answered that question. It's kind of long-winded. What if he is kind of my dance teacher and he's friendly, but it's not been a long time we know each other. We are similar age and we will go other classes where we're both students. Not sure what the question is there. I'm not really sure what the question is there. Okay, Jacqueline, super helpful. Thank you. The gift was a mug. Oh, I love that. Okay, good. I've been married twice, so boyfriend is okay. I'll check out the book. He said he wants to take his time, and it's a marathon. Okay, I like that. Good. Okay, so good. So Jacqueline, you're in a different situation where you've been married, and so there's no rush, right? And I love that he said that. So again, quality men are not going to want to rush things, and that's a good thing. And again, quality women also are not going to want to rush things, because there's when we're trying to rush something, it's because we don't feel good about ourselves. We don't feel good in our own company. We don't feel good about ourselves, right? And we want someone else to fill that insecurity and fill that void, which is why we are like looking to have our needs met from someone else. It's not coming from a secure place, because when you're secure within yourself, You really sure that you're going to give your time, your energy, and your body to someone that is in it for the right reason and they themselves are secure, right? So that's really, really good. In terms of boyfriend and things like that, I would still take my time, go read the book, and then, you know, email me, let me know what your feedback is. I think it'll just give you a lot of clarity. But I really like that he said, that, because that's good. That's a really good sign. He's not asking me out yet, so I wonder if it's because he is not interested or wanting to be more. We knew each other about a month, 4 classes. I it's really hard for me to answer specific questions in chats like this. Book is great. Okay, good. I'm so happy you love it. So it's hard for me to answer specific questions here, right? Because I don't know, like, I need to know more specifics and things like that. I mean, in terms of like, it's been 4 weeks, he hasn't asked you out. Look, I can just tell you, and again, I don't know the intricacies. I don't know if you have insecurities that you are projecting. I don't know the vibe. Like, I was just gonna answer generally, right? When a man likes you and he sees you and he likes you, like, there's interest there, right? He's just gonna ask you out. He's gonna ask you. It sounds really simple. But it's true. He's just gonna ask you out, right? Any advice on how to be more inviting? You don't need to be inviting. So if your vibe is feminine, if your vibe is secure, so in terms of like energy, just tap into my energy, right? So if your energy is light, if you are confident, if you are easygoing, if you are happy, if you are bubbly, if you are sort of like doing your own thing, he's going to be magnetized to you, because that's what feminine energy is. Like, true feminine energy, and again, like, there's the confidence component. So masculine men are confident, right? Feminine women are also confident, right? Like, their vibe is confident. So they're not overly like they're not overly girly. Like, I'm very girly, but my masculine side there is my confidence, right? That confidence, how that shows up day to day is that if I'm in a class, let's say, I'm not thinking about the boy. I'm doing my own thing, and I'm thinking, of course, this man wants to be with me, because why wouldn't he? And if he does like me and he is interested in me, he's gonna ask me out, right? Any sort of like pondering or contemplating about a man shows that there's our own inner work there to be done. It has nothing to do with the man, because when we feel a certain way about ourselves, a man is going to feel that and he's going to want to be in that energy. So if you are all these things that I said, and for you, Secrets of the Feminine Woman would be a really good book for you, because I talk more about what it means to be feminine and, you know, all the components there, and also the inner work component. So Secrets of the Feminine Woman would be really good for you. But if you're showing up like that, and when he's talking to you, you are happy and like light, and the main thing is you're not trying to get anything from him, right? There's no outcome orientation. He will ask you out, like, he will. We have nice vibe. I guess I'll see. But yeah, I know I have some inner work around that. Pondering. Yeah. There's just I can just sense a lot of insecurity there. So and like a trying too hard, I guess. And like, yes, like the energy. So we can do all the things, and we can do all the things, like we can do all the strategies, but with men, especially masculine men, they're very intuitive, right? They're very intuitive. So men know when a woman is interested and overly interested or wants them, and it repels them, right? That needy energy, men feel that and it repels them. And so even if we are like too nice, it can be kind of like a turn off for them, right? One more question. His birthday is November 15th. Is it, if we're still dating but not official, what is an appropriate gesture or gift? I would not do anything. I would just not do anything. I would just wish him a happy birthday. Um, I don't think it's as much, but a little. I was just wondering your view on that. I stopped being so overly interested and I'm much lighter, but I'm a bit more work to do. Yes. Yeah. Again, like I don't know the full situation. I can just tell you that in terms of like inner work, like the more inner work we do, the less we're going to be interested in whether a man is interested in us, and the more men are just going to show up in our world because we are going to reflect that within us. So as within, so without. Okay, my loves. Okay, so I just want to come in quickly today and just like do this video and just really wanted you guys to know that it's very, very simple. When a man is interested in you, he's going to ask you out. He's not going to chat with you. He's going to be very purposeful. He's going to be very intentful when he's messaging you. You know, the intent when he's messaging you is just simply to figure out whether you're interested, whether there's a vibe there. As soon as he figures out that she's interested, he's gonna ask you out. He's just going to ask you out. If he's not asking you out, he's not interested, right? He's just not interested. And oftentimes, if we are in our masculine energy, we are going to attract wounded feminine men, right? Because wounded feminine men never take action. They want the woman to take action for them. So the work there would be to do our own inner work so that, to do our own inner work so that we can become more balanced in our energies. And when we become more balanced and we're leading in our femininity, we're going to attract men that are more masculine in their energy, and men that are more masculine in their energy are just going to take action. Men take action, right? I just want you guys to know, like my fiance and any man that I've been with, men that are masculine, they act. Femininity and feminine energy doesn't always act, right? And you guys can even see that just in my own life. Like, I don't post all the time. I'm very go with the flow, right? Like that's femininity, right? We're like more flowy and like, this is also how I am in my business, right? This business I do because this is who I am and I approach it from my energy. But the masculine energy are not like that. They are doers. They are action oriented. Doesn't matter what they feel. They just act, right? So doesn't matter what they feel. They act. Versus feminine energy is not like that. Feminine energy is go with the flow. Takes care of herself first. Action comes second to feminine energy women, right? The vibe and the feeling comes first. It's literally the opposite with men. Men act, men do. Men, even with my fiance, like, doesn't matter if he's tired, we haven't slept, or anything, like, he knows, like he's very disciplined, very structured. 6 o'clock in the morning, he'll wake up, he'll go to the gym, very, very action oriented. Versus me, if I don't get enough sleep, I'm not going to go to the gym, right? For me, everything is, well, how do I feel? Do I feel tired? Do I feel rested? And then based on that, I act, right? With men, it's not like that. They just act. So if a man knows I'm interested in this woman, he's going to act, right? Especially if he thinks that woman is high quality or high value and he thinks that woman has other options. He's not going to let that woman get away. Like, he's just not. So if you're not attracting the type of men that you want, or you're entertaining men that are sort of low quality, and like look at the pattern. And so do the inner work, right? I have an inner work course that would be so helpful for you guys. And I'm just, it's not on my website yet, but I am sending that out to those of you that email me. I'll send you the link. Go through the modules. There's like 18 modules there. Go through the modules, do your own inner work. Everyone reflects to us where we're at. Okay, my love. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.